Alrighty. So, we need, this is what we have. We need that so we can run through the normal. So we need this conversion factor of the z-score to basically convert it for us. So for 70, I know I've got to start with my 70, which is my raw score, my x, if you will. So this is essentially an x column, an x-axis, that's a z-axis. I subtract off my average, which was 100, and divide by my standard deviation, which was 15. Well, that's cozy. That's negative 2, isn't it? That's exactly negative 2, which is negative 2 standard deviations down. So that goes right there, right? Yeah, that goes right there. Now the question is, what's the other one? What's the other one? I don't know. That's why I asked you guys to do it, because I don't know either of these two things. So we go with, whoops.
Okay, no. You have to do this formula first.
There we go. Yeah, the formula is definitely the go-between. I like what you guys are saying over there. You need the formula to go back and forth between the curves. So this is 51 minus 100 again, divided by 15. So that's negative 49/15.
It's minus 327.
Say that again.
Minus
3.27, that makes perfect sense. Negative 3.27 makes perfect sense. Less than 4, but further than negative 3.
Oh, yeah.
We now have a range of standard deviations. What percent of folks are morons? Let's find out. Let's find out. Definitely a forwards problem between negative 3.27 and negative 2. There it is. A little tiny bit of shading. About 2%.
So even if you're off, because like I put negative 3.26, then it's the exact same.
Because the 4 decimal places on that part of the curve is not going to matter anyway.
Okay.
And I'm not picky about that. You're in the neighborhood, Haley, for sure.
Okay.
You're in the neighborhood for sure. Is that fair? You guys buy that logic?
So 0.2%?
No, 2%. I said 2%, 2.22%. That's a decimal, remember. So move that guy over 2.
All right.
2% of people are morons, which means there are also 2% of people that are on the other side that would have IQs between what and what, friends?
Add 15.
130
149.
and 149, which would be termed something else on PC. Super freaking rad. I have no idea what they would be termed. Smarty pantses. Ask me that question, Jada.
Is it 2% out of every 100 people, or what is
You
it?
can think of it like that. Thank you for this question. Think of that 2% the same way you think of any probability. Think of it the same way you think of any probability, which means, on average, out of every 100 people you randomly select, 2 of them are morons. I am so glad the camera caught that. But think of it, that's what it means. That's what it means. I mean,
So next time.
maybe
don't
arguable
send
depending on the company you keep, right? No, but think of it like any other probability. It doesn't mean that every time you select 100 people, 2 of them are going to fall into that IQ range. But on average, over time, it does. So it means the same thing it probability has always meant for you guys. It's just as a new way of calculating. That's the best statement I've made in a long time. It means the same thing. It's the idea of a long run average.
Yeah.
So we were also going to have that 2% of people from
It's the same as
130 to 149 as
We
well.
talked 100, or we talked about 1, and then 2.
Sure. So there's a 2% chance of moronicness, which means that in the general population, 2% are moronic. And if you randomly sample, there's a 2% chance of it.
It's way
And another
higher.
one.
Way higher.
And then
Isn't it hilarious?
some other ones are idiots.
Sure, idiots and whatever there was, feeble-mindedness.
So and then the rest.
What's
of the
amazing to me is these terms have become part of our lexicon, but they started here. Isn't that a bit funny?
That's really.
It's just hilarious. We call people names that are based on a 1950s era, mental study.
Yeah.
This Benet guy, whatever the hell he is.
I worked with them.
So, cool. We'll save the backwards problem for next time. I had an idea for backwards. I don't think we can do it justice in 5 minutes. So, let's shut this down.